Where's the lying news agency of Nigeria? They're here. Those liars and deceivers. They're here. That distort the news. You don't know what law is. You don't know what justice is. Where's the news agency of Nigeria? What are they? You don't know that God is a God of justice. You don't know that? That God is a God of justice. You don't know that? Where's the lying news agency of Nigeria? They're here. Those liars and deceivers. They're here. The news. You don't know what law is. You don't know what justice is. Where's the news agency of Nigeria? That God in heaven is. Where's the liars agency of Nigeria? They're here. Those liars and deceivers. They're here. That distort the news. You don't know what law is. You don't know what justice is. Where's the news agency of Nigeria? What are they? You don't know that God is a God of justice. That God in heaven is a God of justice. You don't know that?
You don't know that God is in heaven. Oh my God. Biafrans, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location and your time. This will be a very short one, and it's going to be very, very interesting. I welcome each and every one of you that is here on this, and those who are listening from Facebook or Twitter or YouTube as well. Thank you for joining me. Our leader, Mazen the Ohamadike one of Biafra land, he was in court today. And the video I just played right now was as a result of what transpired in the court. As a result of what happened in the court today, as you know, Kanu is somebody that the Nigerian government are afraid of our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Very much afraid of him because they know who Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is. They know who Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is. They know that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is somebody you cannot push over. They know that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is somebody that is fearless even before his enemies. It doesn't matter where you are. He doesn't find himself. Our leader is somebody that Wokeje Jok, Wokeje Jara is the leader of the oppressed. Our leader is the man of the people. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is somebody that you can rely on anytime, any day, anywhere. When Mazen Nnamdi Kanu appears in any court, in the terrorist court, they will be shaking, they'll be fidgeting because they know who he is. They know what he stands for. They know he doesn't give room for nonsense. They know that our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu speaks his mind at any point in time. They understand where our leader is coming from. So Nnamdi Kanu is somebody you cannot joke with. And today, our leader just entered the court. Like you see here.
Where's the lying news agency of Nigeria? They're here.
Look at
those
the lion.
They're here. That news. You don't know what law is.
Of the lion of the
you don't know what justice is. Where's the news agency of Nigeria? What are they? You know that God is a God of justice. That God in heaven is a God of justice. You don't know that.
Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was asking them in their own court. He said, where is the fake news agency of Nigeria? Where are the fake news agency of Nigeria? Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was asking, where is the news agencies of Nigeria, the fake news agency of Nigeria, their fake newspapers, their fake reporters, we'll call it channel, call it any channel that is in Nigeria, all of them are playing the Nigerian script from A to Z. They only promote the narrative of the terrorists. They only promote the narrative of the Nigerian state. They only promote their own narrative, their agenda. They are not constructive in their reportage. Our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, knows this very, very well. And that is why when he walked into the room, he was asking them, where are those people that always report negativity? Where are those people that always report fake news to their listeners? Where are they? I was asking them, where are these fake news media that Nigeria have? Because they are only interested in reporting fake news. They are only comfortable reporting fake information. These people don't want to report the news how it's supposed to be. They don't want to give the Nigerian government, the population, the populace, people, they don't want to report constructive news that the people need in order to form their opinion. No, they don't want to report it. They are only reporting that which they think will favor the government. In other words, the government pay people. The government pay these people. the government pays these people to do their bidding. It is very, very unfortunate, and it is very, very sad. It is very, very, very sad that the Nigerian government will stoop low to intimidate the people. It is very, very sad that the masses are not getting the information that they need. It is very, very sad that the masses are being fed with fake news every time whenever our leader goes to court. Same thing applies to the Nigerian general public. So today, after asking that question, there was a press statement, a press release that was made by Onyedikachi Ifedi Esquire. He was in court with our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a global defense consortium. Okay? And this press release got me thinking. This press release is very, very important because I have a question, and that question goes to one Ifeanyi Ejiofor, Aloy Ejimako, Mike Ozokome, Sani Agabi, all the lawyers, all the legal. In fact, that question goes to the legal team of our leader, Mazi Kanu. Let us take Nigeria out of it. Let us focus on the legal team of Ohamadike 1 of Biafra, because this question is for them. This question that I have is for the legal team of Ohamadike, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The likes of Ejimako, the likes of senior advocates that say they are senior advocates of Nigeria, San, Ozokome, even Sani Agabi, and all the rest of them. I have a very important question to ask them. I want you to think about it as well. I want you to brood over this question because it is very, very important. Very, very, very important that these questions be addressed, because I don't really understand why these people will tell you and I, that, oh, they are lawyers, they senior advocates, they are this, they are that. Yet, they are this, they are that. While evil is his ugly head in the case of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So I have this quest for the legal team of our leaders, including the senior advocates of Nigeria, those who are in position or should be in position to interpret any case or to interpret the law. Yes, to interpret the law. What is the essence of the law? What is the essence of court? In fact, why are there courts? Why do you have the courts? They say the court is the last hope of the ordinary person, right? Then I want to ask them, why do we have the courts? The court should serve as solution, right? The court is a place where with evidences you can back up your judgment, right? That is what the court is all about. Okay, I want to share this information. I'm just, you know, I just want to share it. So, if the court is there as the last hope of the ordinary man, the court is there for justice. And before you bring, I understand. Okay, let me just go to what a court is all about. Because it is very, very important that we go deep into, although we are going to be like 2 hours in this platform, it is very, very important that we try to dig a little bit deeper in order to get to our real issue here. So why do we have courts? Why do we have courts? And let me, for those of you who are listening, please, if you come in, share, so that we can be able to to get this information out there. He say the courts exist to resolve disputes. The court exists to resolve disputes, uphold laws, and ensure justice in society. They provide a structured system of interpreting and enforcing legal rules, settling conflicts between individuals, organizations, or governments, and protecting rights. Protecting rights. Courts also hold people accountable for laws, laws, deter future violations, and maintain order by offering a fair process for addressing grievances, guided by evidences and legal principles. Without dispute could escalate into chaos or violence, and there will be no consistent way to uphold societal norms or protect individuals from harm. Understand? So if you are listening, you'll understand the reason why there are courts. There are so many and numerous reasons. First of all, is to resolve disputes. Okay? If you cannot resolve it amicably between yourselves, you go to the law courts, right? It's hold the law, yes, to be able to interpret the law and ensure that justice is done. Yes, they weigh the options, the accused and the accusee, and be able to weigh the options and know who is right and who is wrong and prefer solution. They provide a structured system. They have a system, a process of interpreting what law is all about. And as well, there are legal rules to make sure that the legal rules are followed and implemented to settle conflict. I'm just telling you how, where there is courts, conflict between individuals, organizations, or government, and protecting, more importantly, rights of people. deter, be able to prevent people from doing unnecessary things when they know that they break the law and the law is going to hold them accountable. People will desist from breaking the law. I want us to bear that into cognizance. And also to maintain order by making sure that the process of administering all this justice is fair. Is fair, guided by evidence. It's not something that you can just come and pronounce. No, you have to follow the LAND.WE principles. Those principles will guide you into administering your justice. Okay? Now, the question I want every one of us to ponder about is this. Before I go into that, I want to read what the press release by this effect today. Very, very important. He said, press release. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu challenges legality of his trial, demands prosecution identify valid laws behind his charges. Abuja, October 28. Proceedings in the Court of Federal Republic of Nigeria, Nnamdi Kanu, took a decisive turn today before James Omotosho of the Federal High Court, Abuja. During the hearing, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who appeared in person, firmly maintained that there is no valid or subsisting charge known to law against him. Despite repeated cajoling and pressure from the judges and the prosecution team led by Chief Adegboyega Awolomi, Kanu insisted that the land silk should read into the record or restate the law under which he is being charged and asked to enter a defense. Chief Awolomi creating the offense alleged against our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, effectively confirming the defendant's long-standing position that the entire proceedings lack a legal foundation. Justice Omotosho, in response, directed Mazi to file a written address within 4 days on the validity of the charge and serve same on the prosecution. The court expressly resisted all attempt by the prosecution to convert the forthcoming address into a final defense address, emphasizing that the issue before the court remains the validity of the charge itself, not the merit of any defense. Today's development on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's unyielding stand that his continued trial constitutes an unlawful process being anchored on no known or valid law. His position remains clear. There can be no defense where there is no valid charge. As the court or prosecution team identify any known law that is and subsisting in Nigerian corpus juris, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will enter his defense and witnesses he listed will be called. This press release to the public by Onyedikachi Ifede, Esquire. Now, the question I want to ask the Mazi, our leaders, legal team, is this. Does Ifeanyi Ejiofor, does he not know, was he not aware that the trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is illegal, that there is no law under the circumstance where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was returned to Nigeria. There is no law that can try him. There is no court that can try him. I'm asking, does Ifeanyi Ejiofor, is he not aware of this law? He said he's a lawyer. He said he is a lawyer. Now, outside Ifeanyi Ejiofor, what about Ifeanyi Aloy Ejimako, the special counsel to our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Aloy Ejimako is a learned colleague. I mean, he's a lawyer, a special counsel at that. Is Aloy Ejimako not aware that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being tried illegally? And if he's aware, if he knows the law and understand that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu trial cannot go forward, that there is no court that have the jurisdiction to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, why is Aloy Ejimako and every other person, including Michael Zokome, including Agabi, and all the legal team of our league, why are they going to court since 2021 up to this moment that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now decided to take charge over his case? So I want you that is listening, I want you to make something out of what I'm saying. I want you to understand the area that I'm coming from. So I want you to understand the area that I'm coming from, because it is very, very important that we ask ourselves, if our leader, legal team, if they are aware that they cannot have no case to answer, if they are that Nigerian government have no right to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, having extraordinarily renditioned him from Kenya to Nigeria, then why have they been going to court since 2024? Since 2020 date, until our leader relieved them of that opportunity to defend him. So all this, why? What is the essence of going to court? Does it mean that the lawyers of our leader cannot say something and stand on it, or because they are afraid of the Nigerian state? I want to open the line because this is something that is very, very interesting. And I want you to make your unfortunate that you have a lawyer who say he read the law. You have people who say that they are senior and know the law more than any other ordinary person. But in this case, they know the law. They knew that the law says that Mazi Nnamdi court. Because of the way he was brought to Nigeria, of trying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu whatsoever, then I ask you, why were they getting now and then and accepting all this adjournments is 2028? Why were the lawyers not able to stand their ground and say that they clean until the Nigerian government prove that there is validity, or they have a valid or legal right to try him, and they should show it with evidence that they are not going to for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Would Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wouldn't have been released up till now? Because that is the reason why you are a lawyer. That is the reason why you are representing me. That is the reason why you are representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Before any case, you can prove any guilt or say that somebody committed, you have to determine whether there is jurisdiction to try that case. This is common sense. So I will put a link where I would like people to make a contribution based on what I am saying. Because it's very, when you through this press release, you find out that this time around, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is asking the Nigerian government to prove to him the legality of his trial. Our leader cannot just come out and tell you that, oh, you cannot try me, if he doesn't know the law, if you have not seen it in Nigerian law, if he doesn't know what the law states about his case. So if our leader, an ordinary person who is not a lawyer, can stand his ground, why did the lawyers who were representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, why didn't they stand their ground? Are they working with the Nigerian state? Is there something they are not telling us? I don't know the stand of our government on this, but this is something that every Biafran should ponder over. Very, very important. We have to ponder over this because, in fact, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu taking up this challenge, taking up the legal team at this time to defend himself, we are going to see drama in that evil contraption called Nigerian court. A lot of drama is unveiling. Just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went into the court today and asked the fake media, where are they, to come and still carry fake news. The same way we are going to be asking the Nigerian judiciary, you know, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said he's going to destroy Nigeria with the truth. A lot of people don't understand the avenue he was coming from. This is one of the avenues. A whole country judiciary. They want to try a man who knows the law. If you want to go to equity, you must go with clean hands, right? If you want to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you must be very, very smarter. In fact, you must be smarter than Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before you can try him. It is not something you can wake up and think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is an pushover. You just go to the law court and say he's a novice, and you come to your court and say you are going to try him. My friend, you must be exceptional for you to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You must be more than exceptional. I tell you this. The era of you come to court, you now feel that, oh, you can now do whatever you like. That era have gone. That era have gone. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is now in charge of his case. He is going to tear Nigeria into pieces. He's going to tear Nigeria into pieces.
Where's the lying news agency of Nigeria? Are they here? Those liars and deceivers, are they here? That distort the news. You don't know what law is. You don't know what justice is. Where's the news agency of Nigeria? What are they? You don't know that God is a God of justice. You don't know that? That God in heaven is a God of justice. You don't know that?
You don't know that God is a God of justice? Is that what you are saying? So, like I was saying, it is very, very sad that we have senior advocates who are representing Mazin Nandekano, or who represented Mazin Nandekano. Yet, these senior advocates don't know that there is no, they do not know that there is no law. There is no law that supports the prosecution of our leader, Mazin Nandekano. Are you kidding me? Are you telling me that Sani Agabi, are you telling me that Mike Ozokome that will come and start speaking a lot of grammar? They use the grammar to deceive their gullible followers. They use the grammar to deceive Nigerians. They can't deceive us Biafrans. They can't deceive us. They deceive the people. They deceive the country. They deceive the people. How can we have senior advocates? How can he have a special counsel? A special counsel do not know that there is no law that supports the incarceration or the prosecution of somebody that he is representing, yet that person is dancing with the enemy of his client. So what is the essence that they were going to court if the court have no jurisdiction? Why was Ejiofor, Ejimako, Ezokome, and San Agabi, why are these people pretending that they don't know what the law says about Mazin Nandekano case? That his case can never be tried. That the Nigerian laws, the Nigerian courts, do not have any jurisdiction to try Mazin Nandekano. Why did these people not stand on that law that they know that this is the right thing to do? Does it mean that they connive with the Nigerian government in order to elongate the continued detention of our leader? I'm not saying that, but it's just a speculative question. And that is why I am here. I'm asking this question as a questionnaire. And someone, I want to ask these lawyers this question. Why were they able to be used? Why was the Nigerian government using them? Because Nigerian government really used them. If they know that Mazin Nandekano have no case to answer, if they know that Mazin Nandekano cannot be tried under any law in Nigeria, that there is no court that have the jurisdiction to even listen to any case of such, because of the extraordinary rendition, why did the lawyers, why did the legal team allow themselves to be used to hold Mazin Nandekano in detention since 2021 without asking this pertinent question, without insisting that the Nigerian government have to show them that law that approves the prosecution of Ohamadike, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra? Why? That is the question I'm asking the legal team. And I want Biafrans, please, I want you to, what can you tell me? What do you have to say? Because there is something that Showoro said here. So the reason why they detained Mazin Nandekano, not because he committed any crime, which we know he did not not commit any crime. So why are the lawyers going to court and pretending that man they can't have a case to answer?
I'm not shocked because I think on your show I once declared that Kanu's predicament, his ordeal, is as a result of some parties who took a decision that his release would jeopardize their political career and future. Back as when Tinubu freshly became president, because I was part of some conversation to release him, and they said at that time Imo elections are coming. If it comes out, APC might not win. And subsequently, I realized that some of the communiques you see is just, word of mouth by day. When they go at night or when they meet Tinubu, it's likely that they have a different position. And when I started them in the last 24 hours, I'm shocked. Some of them that I used to be able to reach just switched off their lines. The ones I sent messages never responded. I reached out to Solu, who I know personally.
That's Charles Solu,
who's the governor of Anambra State.
Right.
No response till now. I reached out to Alex Oti. Alex Oti used to be a columnist for Sahara Reporters, so I know him personally. No response till now. The only response, the nominal response, that no, we shouldn't have dragged us the way you did. Reached out to Peter Obi, they said he's in Rome. But I sent a message that, you can behave as the Romans do too, just be part of this. But some have been encouraging. Senator Abaribe, I reached out to him, he responded, he said, I'm in on this. And I know that Abaribe suffered when he was a shorty for Kanu. In fact, I was sleeping on Abaribe's bed at the DSS in 2019, shortly after he was released, because he was shorty for Nnamdi Kanu. So the rep from his state at the National the House of Rep also has signed up. A number of persons have signed up, some of them publicly, but there is no unified response from Southeastern political leaders or traditional rulers or even the religious priesthood there, which many had expected would happen. But a lot of young people have signed up to this, and you can see that the Nigerian government is already pushing back because they've seen the response to be unequivocally in support of the release of Nnamdi Kanu at this time. I don't think they were expecting that such a response would be so favorable and swift. I'm not shocked because I think on your show I once declared that Kanu's his ordeal is as a result of some persons in the Southeast who took a decision that his release would.
I hope you heard what Showore said. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not going to court, or the lawyers were not filing papers here and there. What is the essence of filing paper when you know that there is no law that backs Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's trial? Please, Biafrans, don't get me wrong. Don't get me. I just want you to reason with me. If you are listening, I want you to reason with me. Why was the lawyers, why were they allowing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to go to court when they know that our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have no case to answer, when they know that the Nigerian government have no law that supports the prosecution of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? When they know that our leader is being tried illegally, why did the lawyers that were protecting us, supposedly they are protecting our leader, why were they allowing Nigerian government to play with their knowledge of the law? Because that is what Nigeria did. You know the law. You know your right. Why didn't you stand on that right? So if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not come out now and say that the legal team should step down, that he wants to take care of his own prosecution, defense, his own defense, So this is what will be going forth and back, forth and back, forth and back. Tomorrow they tell you he has no case to answer. Next tomorrow they say they are filing rejoinder, they are filing this, they are filing that. Whereas from the beginning, the legal team knows, they are aware that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have no case to answer. They are aware that Nigerian government cannot try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Trying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is what it means. If they are aware that our leader,
I'm not shocked because I think on your show I once declared that Kanu's
yeah, this is the press release. I want us to go through the press release once again. It says, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu challenges legality of his trial, demands prosecution identify valid law behind his, his charges. Proceedings in the Court of Federal Republic of Nigeria versus Mazi Nnamdi Kanu took a decisive turn today before Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court, Abuja. Even this justice, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gwara ndị agwa, he told them, I will destroy Nigeria with the truth. And this is happening before our eyes. This is happening before our eyes. And the international community will be wondering, the reason why the world are keeping quiet, allow all this nonsense to be happening, is because, just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, if you quote your president, the world cannot do anything. If you present animal as your president, the world will not say anything. The same thing applies to anything that they are doing, the Nigerian government. If you present Sharia as the law using, the world will not revolt because they expect the citizens to say something about their persecution. They say something about what their government is doing. So they presented this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have a case to answer. They presented it before the people. So this is what the court is saying. This is the proceeding. He said, during the hearing, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who appeared in person, firmly maintained that there is no valid or subsisting charge known to law against him, despite repeated cajoling and pressure from the judge and the prosecution team led by Chief Adeboyaga Awolomi Awomolo San. Useless people. Kanu insisted that the land sick should read into the record of state the law under which he is being charged and asked to enter a defense. So this is what I'm saying. So all these years that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was going to court, and we asked that he had representation. Ejimako is representing him. Ejiofor is representing him. Mike Ozokom is representing him. San Agabi is representing him. All these people were being forced to go against the will of the law, to go against the constitution that made the law of the Nigerian state, which says that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has no case to answer, considering under which means, considering the situation, the condition, and under which situation that brought him back to Nigeria. All these people what they are committing is judicial fraud. Nigerian government, the lawyers from A to Z are committing judicial fraud. Even when the Supreme Court have already interpreted that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been discharged and acquitted tribunal, the people continue to pressure the legal team of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They continue to do their play in the law court. Shenanigans, deceit, thinking that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a fool. So what I'm trying to ask, so if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not take up his defense by himself, maybe tomorrow I say the court has been adjourned to 2028 or 2030, and the lawyers will fold their gown and go back and rest, thinking that they have done a good job. They, in fact, with what is coming out from our leader, with our leader insistence on following the due process and the rule of law, this case is coming to an end very, very soon. There is no two ways about it, because you have to prove to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our leader can never give in. You have to prove to him under which law you are trying him. What gave you the right to try somebody that you went to Kenya and kidnapped? You went to Kenya and kidnapped him, and your law says that such a scenario, you cannot try the person. You have no moral right. You have no moral obligation. You have no standing to base your prosecution on such an individual. The law says that. The law says that. And all these people that have defended Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should have stood firmly on the law. Instead, you recuse yourself from the case. That is the best thing to do. At least you redeem your image as a lawyer who stood his ground, as a lawyer who never gave in to any kind of pressure from the government. You recuse yourself from the case. You recuse yourself from the case. That should have been the best thing they would have done to prove that, yes, actually, are real lawyers of substance. But it's quite unfortunate. So they did say Chief Awomoli son was pressuring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Well, oh, forget about that. Let's go. Enter your, forget about that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say, no. You have to first of all prove that you have the jurisdiction to try my case. Yes, you have to first of all prove to me that you have the right to try me. Let me see that law that gave you the right to try me. Only when I see that law, this case, it doesn't matter how long I'm going to stay here as a person, I am going to stand on my right until you show me what proves that I should be tried. It is only time that I can move an inch and put my defense. And because of that, the 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 judge was adjourned the case the 4th, 5th, and 6th of November. Very, very interesting. This is who Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is. So I am calling out the lawyers, all of them from A to Z, including Maxwell. All you people knew that our leader cannot be tried, but you were dancing because you think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a novice. You think he doesn't know what he was doing. You think Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not react. Every day he will be going to court. Every day Nigeria will be postponing it. Every day we'll be going to court. Every day Nigeria will be postponing it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have had enough. Enough of all these shenanigans. Enough of all these cases. So then the press release went on to say Chief Awolomi, right? Chief Awomolo's son was unable to identify any existing legal provision creating the offense alleged against our leader, effectively confirming the defendant's long-standing position that the entire legal process lacks a legal foundation. That is the crux of the matter. That is the bottom line. There is no legal foundation for the prosecution of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Our leader is being prosecuted because he's Igbo, because he's a Biafran, because according to them, he want to divide Nigeria, which he has the right. He doesn't say he want to divide Nigeria. He said, give me a referendum. The Nigerian refused to give him a referendum. He said, I need Biafra. The Nigerian government said, you want to hold somebody against his will. You are now charging him for treason. There is no basis where a microphone speaking microphone is treason anywhere. In as much as we know what Nigeria is all about, my own concern now, my own annoyance, my own concern, and where I'm basing what I'm saying on the part of the lawyers. If the lawyers have said that the Nigerian government have no jurisdiction, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot be tried, and they now recuse themselves from the court, from the law, from the case, is Nigerian government going to prosecute them for recusing themselves? Is Nigerian government going to prosecute the lawyers for stepping down in the case of our leader? If the Nigerian government not do the right thing, I want you to answer me, because I want to get a very good response. My listeners, if you are listening to me, Justice Omotosho, in response, directed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to file a written address within 4 days on the validity of the charge and serve them on the prosecution. The court expressly resisted all attempts by the prosecution to convert the forthcoming address into a final defense address, emphasizing that the issue before the court remains the validity of the charge itself, not the merit of any defense. They are talking of defense, while our leader is telling you, you have to establish beyond reasonable doubt that you have the jurisdiction to try him, and that he's perceived, whatever accusation you are leveling against him, that there is a law that gives you that right to prosecute him on that charge. So in today's moment, underscores Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's unyielding stance. Our leader can never yield. Our leader can never succumb. Our leader can never give up his right. Unyielding stand that his continuous trial constitutes an unlawful process. Thus, Agabi son knows that continued trial of our leader constitutes unlawful process. Does allow Ejimako know that continued trial of our leader constitutes an unlawful process? Does Maxwell know that continued trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu constitutes an unlawful process? Does allow Ejimako, even the first man that started this shenanigan, Ejiofor, do they not know that it's unlawful? It's unlawful to prosecute our leader. And if they know, why did they keep quiet? Why didn't they stand their ground? Why were they playing along with the Nigerian state? Because the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case lingered up to this moment is because the defense of our leader, the legal team, were playing along with the Nigerian government. They were doing the bidding of the Nigerian government. They were not actually defending Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They were not actually protecting their client. They were only playing the game along with the Nigerian state, because they would have called Nigerians bluff on the first day that this charge was brought and stood their ground that the Nigerian government must prove he have jurisdiction, and the case which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being tried, that there is a law validating that charge. validation of that charge, that they have to establish that fact before they can proceed. But unfortunately, the legal team played along too long with the terrorist Nigerian state legal judicial process. And that is why we ourselves 4 good years of our leader in detention for a crime that the state have no jurisdiction to try, for something that there is no legal validation for him to be tried. There is no law that gave the state whatsoever to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And our leader in this press release ended by saying, as soon as the court or prosecution team identify any known law that is extant and substituting and subsisting in Nigerian's corpus juris, in Nigerian judicial system, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will enter his defense and witnesses is listed will be called. Outside that, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu accepting to be tried is supporting Nigerians' criminality, justice criminality, the injustice criminality against him. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can never give in to such nonsense. It is not going to happen. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Because our leader is so intelligent, our leader is so smart, and nobody can take away that from him. Nobody was supposed to do that. It is quite unfortunate. Quite fortunate that this is happening. It is very, very sad. Very, very, very sad that this is happening. Very, very sad. Yeah, I see a message. Yeah, Biafrans, it is quite unfortunate. This is my time. I don't really have all the time, any time to come in the mornings. If I should come in the mornings, that would be before 7. And because of my work, because of where I, because of my I have to go to work, that time not normally okay for me. So I check any time that I'm free, I just come. Okay. So please, if you have any contribution to make, the studio link is there. You can make your contribution. You can make your contribution very, very important. Very, very, very important, because this case is something that I would like us to make some comment on. Because our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, have demonstrated that he is Ohamadike of Biafra. Ohamadike one of Biafra. You can't use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to play ping pong, ping pong. You can't play with his intelligence. No way. Nobody can play with the intelligence of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I believe the Nigerian government are getting the message. I believe the Nigerian state have gotten the message. I believe they have gotten the message. And they will understand that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not here to play. Is not here to play any games. So please, If you have any contribution to make, you are free to join me on the studio and make your contribution while I play the voice of our leader.
People must come out to say that enough is enough. When you travel to the north, do you live in the first in the north? The Igbo people in Sabongeri in Kanu, are they living in Hausaland? Are they living in the forest? They came to them, they work very hard, they build houses, they build mansions, they develop the entire place. Is that not what they do? What are Fulani people doing? Nobody can answer that question. They say that the pastoralists were aspiring to be a member of the UN Security Council, where you move cattle from place to. Are you people well at all? You so-called Nigeria, are you normal in the brain? I'm asking you a simple question. Show me a country that aspires to be 21st century, moving cattle from place to place, telling me they're grazing. Which country is that? Please tell me. These are people they have prepared for you to sell you down the drain. By the time the police are done with you, believe you me, you don't rise up now to fight for your freedom. By the time Fulanis are done with you, you'll be more useless than a Hausa peasant.
That is a bleach fact. This is one of the reasons I have so much love for our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. He's a man of his word, so truthful call. He is going to tell you things as they are, without mincing words.
And if you allow yourselves to be deceived, things can only get worse. Fulani terrorists will take over your land. Time and time again, I have warned you on this very matter. But some of you never ever listened. Because in life, what goes around comes around. If you support it because you're benefiting, eventually that evil will overwhelm you.
If you support evil today because you are benefiting, eventually that evil will overwhelm you. It is a fact. That evil will eventually overwhelm you. That evil will come to you. That evil will destroy you. The evil of Nigeria will destroy you if you continue to support one Nigeria.
Today they will tell us they are here, tomorrow they are here. Everybody knows within our area. But we will not see any action taking place. That is to say, sir, we need this Senate to tell the armed forces to be reporting so that state by state. Otherwise, it will be of all issues and we will not be seeing progress. Sir, I beg you that time is right now, that this problem is solvable. We have seen progress. We should not allow this progress to be derailed. We should pursue this remnant of these people so that our next election can be peaceful and sustainable. And we have something to sell to our people, sir. This is the only thing I want. If I get protected in my environment, please keep your roads, keep your schools. We just want to be safe. And that is the message we are sending to the Senate President. Please save our life and our people. We're not bothered about roads now or schools. Please save our lives. Our people's lives are in danger. Thank you very much, sir.
You jail Nnamdi Kanu tomorrow, another person will come out. Okay. Because that is the ideology. Biafra ideology. Okay, the things of youth are seen in the South is what drives them. You have in the Southeast, there are young people, young boys, they charge them for terrorism, they call them IPOP, they lock them up. You arrest bandits in the North. You arrest terrorists in the North. And what do? You call them repentant. And you integrate them back into the society. What kind of justice system is? So we must be honest with ourselves in this country. If we want peace, let us look at peace from the aspect of justice. Because the void of justice is peace of the graveyard.
Any peace devoid of justice is people of the
The
graveyard.
Igbos politicians are
Join me,
useless.
join me. Click
Very,
the
very
link,
useless.
click the link,
The
and
governors of
join me
Southeast
and
are
make your
very, very
contribution.
useless. The Igbo Social-Cultural Group is also a very useless organization. The Southeast governors are so useless, they are useless to themselves, and they are even useless to their people. Even though because these people are so useless, I see no reason that Nnamdi Kanu should still be in detention. Dramatically kidnapped in Kenya, brought into this country, and then big allegation against him. For many years, he has been in detention. And look at what is happening in the north. The play of shame and disgrace in the north. In the north, the known politician actually agitated for the forgiveness of Boko Haram. Boko Harams were forgiven, clothed, they were given money, clothes, and they were even fed with rice and chicken. And look at the recent disgrace and shame, the display of disgrace and shame of this country in Katsina. This week, where bandits and haters came with their ammunition, talking with tenacity and without any fear. Ammunitions, H7s with ammunition, come for peace reconciliation. They were boastful and talking to Nigerians and federal government as if they were addressing school children. And yet Kanu is in detention. And somebody will not tell me that the Eastern governors are useless. Look, the South need to wake up. Oh. The South need to wake up. Because what the North is doing is actually is so dramatic and so disgraceful and so is so and it's so disgusting to the extent that you ask either we have one country. We ask either we even have a constitution in this country. We have a constitution authority in this country. Different rules for different region and for different people. Nigeria joke.
Nigeria is a joke. Welcome to the questionnaire, Biafra Oracle. Can you hear me? Biafra Oracle, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Biafra Oracle, can you hear me, sir? Biafra Oracle, I can't hear you anymore. Biafra Oracle, I can't hear you. I wish I could. You could go back, could go and come back again. Biafra Oracle, I can't hear you, please. If you can hear me, please go out and come back again. Because I really need somebody to contribute to what we are saying. Okay. While Biafra Oracle will come back, I want to play this music by Me I'm Hanita by okay.
Can you
Welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Biafra Oracle, can you hear me now? Something is actually wrong, I can't hear you. I want anybody that is coming to join me, please, I want you to think along this line. You see, all this while, since 2021, as a matter of fact, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, and on the 29th, I think it's on the 29th of June 2021 that we saw our leader in Nigerian court. And since 29 till this day, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still going to court. is still going to court on a case that the Nigerian government have no jurisdiction to try him. Okay? On a case that the Nigerian government have no standing, there is no law that give the Nigerian government the go ahead to try such a man. As a matter of fact, his trial is illegal. No court have jurisdiction. So my question is this: why has the lawyers, both the ones they say they are lawyers, the special counsel, senior advocate, and all of them, including Kanu, former Attorney General of Nigeria, Kanu Agabi, he knows that the law of Nigeria does not support the prosecution of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. So why were they dancing along with the enemy of our leader? Going along with it, does it mean that the Nigerian government intimidated them? What is that made these people to follow along, pretend as if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have a case to answer, and they were going to court with Mazen Nnamdi, adjournment upon adjournment upon adjournment upon adjournment, until today Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said enough is enough. He now took over his defense and asked the Nigerian government one question. Son, he said, show me a proof, show me your law that say that you have the right to try me. Show me that legal provision where it's written in your law that under the circumstance that I was brought back to Nigeria, that you have the right to try me. I want to know. If you can't show me, then I can't enter my defense. Biafran Oracle, you have. Go ahead, I can hear you.
Yes, my brother. This is it's a very shameful thing. I think I've said it before on you. All lawyers in Nigeria seems like they don't even know the law.
Exactly.
Because if you bear me with, including those who call themselves son, if they have known the law, it is either they have been intimidated, or they have been bribed, or they are for anything other than these three things. It means that these people do not know the law. They went to school for going to school's sake. They know the laws, the whatever they need to read and understand, they did not. I said it on your platform earlier that they don't even know including the lawyers and those in government, don't even know the law. Not to talk of what the international law is talking about. They do all manner of things, because they don't know what the law says. So when they commit whatever they are committing, and then it appears that the law is going to catch up with them, they begin to dance, beat around the bush. So
your submission is cutting.
These people,
I can't hear you.
Like I said, I cannot pinpoint.
It's been cutting and cutting and cutting. But go ahead. Maybe we can hear you now.
Right?
Yeah, go ahead. I can hear you. Just that it was cutting before.
Okay. What I was saying is,
it has cut again. It has cut again.
I said four things.
No, please go out and come back.
In all of those four.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, dear friends that are listening, it is very, very important that we understand these things. Because while I was starting this, I told us about what the law court is all about. Why do we have a law court? Why do you have a process? Why? Why was it stated? You have to prove that you have the right to try Mazen Nnamdi Kanu before you can even prosecute him. But they cannot. For 4 good years, the Nigerian government have not been able to prove that they have any legal status to try Mazen Nnamdi. There is no law that said that you have the right to try me. So my question is not about the Nigerian government, because Nigerian government is operating in illegality. And we know that they hate us with a passion, and they must do everything to hold us down, to intimidate us, to harass us, and every other. But my question is on the legal team. Does it mean that they were forced to play along with them? If they have said, oh, if you can't answer me where you have the legal back, try Mazen Nandekano, I'm stepping down on this case. Does it mean that the Biafran people, the Biafran lawyers cannot stand their ground and call the spade a spade? Because otherwise, Mazen Nandekano wouldn't have gone all these 4 years without this case being established, without the jurisdiction of his trial being established. It's really appalling and laughable. Go ahead, Mazi.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say that this thing is dicey now. Is dicey. Is confusing. No one knows what to say. Like I was saying, I mentioned 4 things. 4 things. It's either they don't know the law, they don't know the procedures, or they have been intimidated by the government, or they have been bribed by the government.
Mazi, hold it there. Hold it there. I can only agree with you on the last, the before the last word, that either they have been intimidated,
Or
been intimidated,
yeah,
or they have been bribed. We are going to end these two. This is 2 options that we have, because you cannot tell me that somebody say he's a lawyer, he's also not the case is going to the. That is the first thing you should do, Mazi. If you are a lawyer and somebody is you are taking a client to court, you are going for, first of all, know whether you have jurisdiction or the court have jurisdiction to answer your case. Go ahead. So I don't believe that they don't know the law.
yes.
Either they were intimidated or they were bribed.
But coming to that fact, I can remember, I was laughing. I can remember in those days, in the days of Nnamdi Kanu broadcasting. I can remember when he said that when Biafra comes, everyone that has Nigerian certificate. So
Yeah, it's making sense, right? It's making sense now, right? Oh my goodness me, Mazi, what is your problem now? Your network, it's really not good time. Mazi, I can't hear you. Biko. You have to come back. You have to go out and come back. You have to go out and come back, Mazi. Go ahead.
Okay.
You really nailed it.
I said they don't know the law. It is either of these three. Either they have been intimidated, which I know that can happen. Bribed, which the Southeast governors can do their best, that they can spend the state money for that. They can do that one, because we understand fully well that they are the ones keeping Nnamdi Kanu. Look at somebody who is not a lawyer is standing. I mean, Nnamdi Kanu himself, telling them, look at, and this even including the son, the people who call themselves son. Do you know what it means for somebody to become a son? Does not
It's really
know.
appalling, man.
It's
really,
indeed
really appalling.
It's a shameful thing. See, these people
It's a
have
shameful
taken.
thing.
They have taken Nigerian judicial system like this. They have taken it to the cleaners,
They have,
and to the mud and finish it. And that is why. Tell me now, anyone will, after this whole charade of a thing, can anybody who claim to be a lawyer or claim to be, of course, the Nigerian certificate or whatever is not it's not recognized even in some African countries here. So can you tell me that after this whole nonsense now, the whole Nigerian educational system and those who have their certificates of these Nigerian educational institutions, tell me what will happen to them outside the shores of Nigeria? Their case is going to get worse again, because we understand that before you get the job, at least when you have a certificate, at some point they will give you some things to do. You have to go back to school at some level before they can consider you. But right now, are you sure they're not going to send our people back to the nursery school to start again? Are you sure?
Yeah.
They will send them
Wow.
back to the nursery school to start school afresh. Because these people are just making. I don't really understand a kind of people that doesn't when they are doing things, they don't care who is listening, they don't care what their
You don't
reputation
care.
is all about, they don't care what the international community is saying. What they
We
care
say,
is an Igbo man. Let's deal with him. Forgetting that,
Mazi, you
yeah,
know what Nigeria? You know what Nigeria is. Let us don't forget that it is Fulani that is in charge in Nigeria. What
of
I'm
course I
trying
know.
to say, ihe na-enye m nsogbu now, what is disturbing me is, so all these 4 years that they are filing paper, adjournment and non-adjournment, filing paper, he going this, say, oh, he committed, he did not commit, he have a case, he has no case to answer. Does it mean that all these lawyers don't do not know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can never be tried, even when the Supreme Court, even when the Supreme Court and that court in Abia have also told them, really, this man, let him go. He has no case to answer. Why was the lawyers following along with Nigerian government? Do they they never thought about their reputation, or that their counterpart in Togo, in Guinea, in Burkina Faso will be looking at them and be laughing at them? Does it mean that, Mazi?
No,
It's
no.
that is all. I'm trying to bring my head to something that will make a Jimako a learned person who studied America. Although we know that he is the proponent of extraordinary rendition, because that Ejiofor does not know what is extraordinary rendition. But even at that, why was Ejimako? Why was why was Ejimako not standing his ground and said, instead of it to proceed with case, he's going to step down, standing on the integrity of his profession, as well as
Ejiofor
displaying
doesn't know
that he
anything.
is a learned colleague, is a disciplined lawyer. Because if eventually it is proven that, like it is already proven that Nigeria have no jurisdiction to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, then what will be the intention of all these people, including Sir Agabi, that was a former attorney general? Is it not shameful, Mazi? Go ahead.
That's what I'm telling. That's what I'm telling you, that these people doesn't care. They don't care what they care about yourself and your reputation. These people doesn't
Ike,
care.
yeah. Oh my God, Mazi, our conversation is not feeling normal today because your network is really disturbing.
Okay, I don't know. This
Your
my
network is disturbing. If you can
this,
restart your phone now.
I'm using a laptop.
Yeah,
Let me
it's really
restart.
fluctuating. I won't get the
Okay, let me
gist
restart the Wi-Fi
properly. We
itself.
can't get the
Let me
gist
see whether
properly.
it is. Uh, uh,
So, my listeners, my listeners, please, I want you to picture a scenario whereby you went to court. Put yourself in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the Nigerian government said that you have a case to answer, and you yourself know that you have a case to answer. You don't have any case to answer, but you still have lawyers who are defending you. They are filing papers here and there. So, under normal stance, the lawyers would have determined whether you have a case to answer or not before they can proceed with your defense. Okay? So, in such a scenario, how are you going to look at those lawyers? You are going to look at them as people who are, morally disciplined, professionally disciplined, or you are going to look at them as people who don't know what they are doing, or who don't know much about the law, or who can't stand for what they believe in, or who can't even defend the profession that they studied. Because if they were able to stand their ground, it means they are defending their profession. It means that they are defending their integrity. Yes, that is what makes you a lawyer. You stand your ground. Once you know that this thing is right, you stand on it and defend it. But in this case, it is very, very unfortunate. It is very, very sad. I respect the senior advocates, right? I still respect our leaders, special counsel. But in this case, it really pains me a lot. It really pains me that they don't even understand that the eyes of the world will be on them. They don't even understand that Biafrans are watching. They don't even understand that we are going through this case one after the other. We are examining and following what is happening in our leaders' case. They don't understand that. They don't understand that. And that is why they don't share media. That everything you do in the nearest future, we are going to use it for or against you. In this case, our leaders, lawyers have demonstrated that either they are afraid of the Nigerian state or they are bribed to do what they did or what they are doing, or they were intimidated, or they don't know the law. But don't believe that they don't know the law. They know the law. But one thing we know about Nigeria is that Nigeria can into submission. They can coerce you into doing what you don't want to do, because Nigeria is a very corrupt entity. It's a corrupt country. You can in the morning and see $20,000 in your account, and they leave a message for you and say, cooperate. You don't know where the source of the money comes from, but they have it against you. Cooperate. They are going to fall you. Yes, welcome back, Mazi.
Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, I can. Go ahead.
Okay, like what I was saying, I said the question you are asking, these Igbo lawyers, they are in the best position to answer that question, because it's surprising. It's something so so difficult to feel. Are they telling us that they don't know the law? Are they telling us that they have collected the money? Are they telling us that they have been intimidated?
Exactly.
I can't place my hand in any of this. I can't place my hand in the job. That I used to listen to this man, Marcelo Kocha, although sometimes those ones are the ones who talk about anything that have to do with Nigeria. He's from Delta State anyway. We are saying the Southeast. Yes, anyway. But I used to listen to him. There's one statement he used to make always. He said the conspiracy against the Namdekan is very, very deep. He said that the conspiracy is deep against Namdekan. And this Igbo lawyer, his son, what I call himself, telling us indirectly that they are also part of this conspiracy.
Okay.
Because if they tell me, for me, if you tell me that if this lawyers can tell me they went to school, they don't know what Namdekan is now, that they don't know it from the beginning, I will argue the other one. This is where Jimoko studied in America. When Jimoko will not tell me that, I will not take it. Okay, the other one, that one studied in Nigeria. He's telling me that one, I may agree. This one to package in the Jimoko will tell me that I will not take it from him. I will not agree. So for Jimako, I would say that it is either he's been bribed or he's been motivated him to become part of this policy against Nnamdi. That's all about it. So the question you asked, we're expecting them to come. Of course, they are not representing Nnamdi Kanu again. I heard the other one, what is the man with the and he came out, he made a video that they are not
Maxwell.
representing. That's where yes, he's not. They are not. Nnamdi Kanu again. But let's see whether this case will end. So these people are confusing us.
Yeah.
Confusing us. They are confusing us. We don't know who is who. I don't know Nnamdi Kanu again now. Most of are happy that Nnamdi Kanu sibling, what's his name?
Kanunta.
Man, Manuel Kanu Abi
Emmanuel.
Kanu Abi. I'm happy because these are people who connive with POB court. That's our own and their own brother because of money. I'm sure that today he has tested prison. The first time Nnamdi Kanu was sent to Kuje prison. I'm that day he himself gone to the same prison. He has gone to test what he and his other siblings join hands with strangers to put their brother into. For me, I pray to God that may they never release him. I pray to God may they find him and put us on his head and keep him there. So that you will understand what he has put in his brother. Look, this is for how many years now? For how many years?
It's quite unfortunate. Yes.
It's very unfortunate. Oh, it's a very difficult thing. It's a very short thing. So one thing I want to say, my brother, is this. You know that yes, a lot of people watch your program even after after the broadcast. But I want to tell this who are struggling, doing everything they can, doing everything within their power to make sure that Nnamdi Kanu never get released. I am going to tell them something. I want to remind them something. While they are making sure that something happens to Nnamdi Kanu in that custody so that they come out and tell us truth. While they are doing all whatever they are doing in their plans or whatever they are planning, I hope somebody is telling them that you can commit, something can happen, God forbid, and you jump into the plane and run away. What about your immediate family? You can take your wife and children and run away. What about the family? You think they can be spared? Just thinking aloud.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that anybody should go and do anything. They can, and their families, their extended families, they may think that this thing is only, let's use one of the governors like Opozalema. They may think that the extended families may think that, oh, this has to do with Opozalema. If anything happens, they let them. It may go out of hand. It may go beyond that. I pity these people because if they understand the kind of followership, the kind of love, the kind of the respect that Nnamdi Kanu command, they will not joke with him. They will not joke with him. In those days of SARS, there's one of those police narcos of SARS those days. After they retired him of there, but he ran away to Ghana because of what he committed in Anambra. He ran away to Ghana. But Igbo boys in Ghana, him there. He felt like he thought, okay, he has run away from Anambra. He is not in Anambra. But they want him there. So these people, after 4 years, you become ordinary citizen. You cannot go to America, get American government to come and give you that protection. If you want that protection, going to America after you've been a government, have to buy it, you have to pay it. You cannot, you an ordinary citizen. So what is these people, what they are looking for? What are they looking for? But I'm picking them, I'm just picking out the concerned citizen, person who don't want any harm to happen to anybody. But if they are playing this, their politics with the life of Nnamdi Kanu, and expecting that, okay, if anything happens, they'll put their children into the flight and will not come back again. What about the family, your extended families you are leaving behind? What if the people begin to unleash their anger on them? Just this is just letting them on the like they let them fall away OG the head, because no one will tell what will happen. God forbid anything happens. No one can, you cannot tell me that this is what will happen. This is not what will, this is who they will go after. This is not who they will go after. No one knows. No one knows what will happen. No one will know what will happen. So if they have sense, they should teach this idea of political positions of years. The highest 8 years, you're out. Let them teach this idea of I am in power, I am in position. Think of their extended families. Think of what will happen in the future, because nobody knows. And respect themselves for once. If they're listening, respect themselves for once and let this matter end and let's have peace. That is if they were here. But if they don't hear, I'm not saying anything will happen to anyone. No. But I am saying that I myself, speaking for myself, I do not know what will happen. I do not know what our people after. I do not carry it with the fingers or ahead. I don't know. But I am just telling them to save their head, the head of their own family and their
Go ahead. Sorry, I was interrupted. I was
okay.
interrupted.
So let them get understanding, let them get wisdom, and remove their hands, remove what I came when open before I walk madam. These Southeast politicians, please, you may be running away. Your papa and your mama will not be able to run away. You may be running away. Your siblings may not be able to run away. You may not be able to pack everybody. And when there's chaos everywhere, it is not about position of Whyyy. It is not about that is rubbish. That is an illusion. Before you close your eyes and open
Exactly.
it, 4 years is gone. You win another before you open your eyes and close it. 4 years is gone. How many years does those of them have now? How many years? But they will sit down there and think the whole forever. They keep committing. I pray nothing happens. I pray nothing happens. I pray that nothing happens. Prayer. That's my prayer. And I believe nothing will happen. But for the suffering they have made him to go through, well, I don't know. That's let me rest. Let me rest it there. I don't want to say anything that is not supposed to be said. Just rest it there.
Do you think,
That,
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, there's something that he said in court today. He said, don't you know that God in heaven is the God of justice? So
we heard it.
if you have, yes, if you connive with Nigeria to hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu against his wish, will anybody think that during these 4 years that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be happy staying in detention? So if he's not happy, you are going to face your own repercussion of that action that you took against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If any of them have an
So,
opportunity of saying no, I cannot support the incarceration of this man, that person will be free. But if you know Nnamdi Kanu have no right to be there, And you, as a Biafran, you are supporting the Nigerian government. Either you are thinking that within this period that is here, you want to make small money for yourself or make small money for your family. At the end of the day, the repercussion, the punishment, you are going to bear it. Very, very important. So, yes, Mazi, what you just said, they are going to pay a price for holding an innocent man hostage for complete more
That
than 4 years and counting.
that is too that they like now taking a cue out to what you said now. They have this is twofold punishment. So they will escape one because we believe that nothing will happen to Nnamdi Kanu there. But the second fold is for conniving with strangers. Even when strangers say we want to release this man, you went there, you did everything and say keep him there, suffer him, kill him. For that alone, I know that's another set of that is another round of punishment. So let them however aka nwere for however aka nwere for aka mmadụ, then let them release him. The Southeast governors tender your apologies. If our people decide to forgive, we forgive. If not, then we'll take it up from there. Nothing more, nothing less.
Exactly. Nothing more, nothing less.
This nonsense is becoming too much. This nonsense is
Yes.
becoming too much. If you like I said earlier, the other time I was on your listening, go around Nigeria from the southwest to the north. See the kind of developments that these people are doing. They're no longer is in I think it's in the southeast now that you will see where they are using GOVT to do road. These people outside the Igbo land has been to using solid cement with this concrete and do road with almost more than almost 10 inches or more than 10 feet and see road going. But if these people there will be playing politics with the blood of their brother. With the lives of their young people, they are playing politics with the life of their people. Who are these people? Are they or are they come from somewhere? Ah, the generation of this is not the generation of those that were born in the war. The sound of the gun and the bombs and everything, the womb and everything, sound of these things make them become power. Sound of these bombs and every other thing that was used in the war, even when they were headed into the womb, they came out and they become power. A generation that has not that didn't hear the war, that didn't hear those sounds, that didn't hear those gunshots, that didn't know what that didn't see, that will eventually want to see themselves. That generation has arisen, and they should be very careful because this
Exactly.
generation now more sophisticated than their father who fought the war. So these politicians in the Southeast should stop taking our peoples for a ride. Stop playing politics with the life of our people. Stop playing politics with the blood of our people. And repent because when he goes said, I know, I know Igbo man. I know Igbo man. One day he will tell you that no, one day he also little. It's Agwayawu. When you get to that point, I think police and army will be running away for their own lives. But to save the time, to save the problem, let them do the right thing now. They still have the time right now to do the right and leave this young man. Tinubu and the Fulanis are If you leave them today, they will leave this young man because keeping them there is even costing them money. You're
Exactly.
going to court. On each court cost them 500 million. And if you tell me, if I am to say, I'll say that it's still the Southeast governors contributing that money and paying it. Because this thing is, if the federal government, the plans that and Tinubu, this thing is costing them wasting 500 million on each costly. I think they would have, business wise, they would have let this young man go. But they have it against this government is fine. Well, the ball is in their court. Let them play well. If they don't play well, that's their business. Whatever they see, that's what they get.
Exactly. Whatever they see,
What they get.
that's what they are going to take.
So, Dr.
Very,
Lala,
very
we have to leave.
important that
I have another meeting in the next 5 minutes. Let me just prepare myself.
okay, no problem. We still have space by 4. Thank you so much,
Okay, all right.
Biafra Oracle. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you,
part
Baba.
of the program. Yeah, I really
Thank
enjoy
you.
your
Yeah.
submission.
Thank you. Baba.
Yeah, my friends, my wonderful Biafrans all over the world. Yeah, I really appreciate every one of you. I'm just so surprised. Not that I am that surprised, but I didn't know that if the lawyers stood their ground, didn't to know the jurisdiction under which Maz should be tried, no thing that will happen to them, because it is very, very obvious. We have had it at whispers, and we know, and I believe lawyers are aware. They also know that Mazano have no case to answer under Nigerian law. He does not have any case to. So why are they holding him? I want to hear what he has to say here.
I agitate for Biafra right to agitate. My right. They turned it from reasonable felony now to terrorism. That's for Biafra. I agitate for Biafra by right to agitate. They turned it from reasonable felony now to terrorism. I agitate for Biafra by right to agitate. My right. They turned it from reasonable felony now to terrorism. I agitate Biafra. I agitate for Biafra right to agitate. My right.
Did you hear that? Oh my goodness me. These people don't know Mazen Nandekana. They think that Mazen is just somebody you can just wave by the wayside. This is in their law court in one of his outings, in one of his court appearances. He has to tell you he has this to agitate. And if you are saying he has no right to agitate, then give him the law that says he doesn't have right to agitate. He is fighting for his freedom. Prove to him that he has no right to fight for his freedom. That is what it means. You change treasonable felony to terrorism. Do you know the meaning of terrorism? Treasonable felony to terrorism. You know, Nigerians were, they didn't pass through this. They went to school. They allowed school to pass through them. They didn't pass through the school. They now are charging Mazin Nandekano, somebody who is fighting for his right. So they are now changing fighting for his right to terrorism, that he's a terrorist. for fighting for his right. Because how does that make sense to anybody? How does that make sense in the first place? Though it's not what we are discussing. So, my listeners, I just came, you know, with some questions that could bother us on the legacy of our leaders' trial. The legacy of our leaders' trial. That is my question. Just like our leader today refused to enter defense into his defense because he knows that he has no case to answer. The Nigerian law does not even permit that for our leader Mazen Nandekano. The Nigerian law does not permit the trial of our leader Mazen Nandekano. So under which law are they trying to try him? Under which law are him? Under which law are trying Mazen Nandekano? That is the problem. So Mazen Nandekano has no case to answer. So why a man who have no case to answer? Under which law do you want to try him? So all these things that the lawyers were doing, say they are going to court, they are defending Mazen and this and that, all those things shouldn't have happened. They really stood their ground and asked that the Nigerian government to them or present any document, any law that vindicates or that proves the trial of our leader, Mazen Nandekano. So it does not exist. And that is why I'm really worried at this particular time. All these years, going to court, detaining Mazen Nandekano for no justice. For no justice. It shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have happened in the first place. The lawyers have stood their ground that Mazen Nandekano have no case to answer. By my estimation, I don't think the Nigerian government will go to stay for 4 years without having to prove to the people and to their listeners or to the Nigerian masses that they have jurisdiction to try our leader. So does it mean that our leader, Mazen Nandekano, did not now say, oh, I'm not going to proceed into this my defense unless to me under which law, what gave the right to try me, and tell me under which law that you are now saying you have jurisdiction to try me. I want it to be explained to me in black and white. I want to see it so that I can proceed with my defense. But because the Nigerian government knows that they cannot, they have no law that vindicates trial of our leader. They have no law that supports the continued trial of our leader. That is why you see them keeping quiet. Let's see how it plays out. The case Abatago n'aka Mazen Nandekano. Thank you, Honorable Betty. Thank you so much. I know you were online, you know. I just want to do a quick one. Thank you so much. I see your comments. Thank you. I really appreciate you, my sister, what you are doing for the Biafran people as well. There, Email, my sister. Thank you so much. Thank you, Monday Osas. Monday Osas, I see you as well. I really appreciate your presence. Rage and Fury, I see you. Thank you so much. Charles G, I see you as well. a lot of Biafrans that are here. The Madonna, the money. Thank you so much, Williams. You carry Iwanyangu. And those who have not, commented that I can't see. If you don't comment, I can't see you. Any those who are listening on YouTube as well, I really appreciate every one of you and all my listeners in X. Thank you so much. I'll soon join the X because we have just opened the space. So my wonderful Biafrans, lovers of freedom, I really appreciate every one of you that joined me. Maybe tomorrow we'll continue to ask these questions. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can come out and ask the Nigerian government to show him or to furnish him with the law that promotes, that encourage his prosecution, then he can enter his defense. Why couldn't the lawyers since 2021, why couldn't they do the same? Were they working with the Nigerian government? Were they intimidated or harassed? Were they coerced into playing along with them? I don't know. They are the only people that are in a better position, to tell us what transpired. Because they held Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for 4 good years. They held him for nothing. They know that he has no to answer. Even when they know that Nigerian government have no jurisdiction to try him, that no court in Nigeria can try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why didn't they stand their ground? Or rather step down and say that since the Nigerian government cannot provide the validation of the trial of our leader, they are not going to proceed. Why did they in the first place, starting from Ejiofor to Ejimako to Ozokome and to Sani Agabi and to Maswell, all of them, why did they play along with the Nigerian state when they know that these people have no jurisdiction and there is no known that is in Nigerian jurisprudence? I don't know how to use that, their legal term. Then approve it or convalidate the trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is very, very sad. Very, very unfortunate that a lot of people allow themselves to be used. They allow themselves to be used. Very, very sad that people allow themselves to be used. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. My minister, see the link here. Let me place the link again. My minister Betty, if you can see the link, I just sent it to the comment section. If you can see it, let me see if you can send it to you on X. It is quite unfortunate anyway. It is quite unfortunate that, such thing is happening. It is quite unfortunate that this thing is happening. The Nigerian government might have intimidated the lawyers into playing along with them. Yes, the Nigerian government might have cajoled the lawyers in, into okay, Minister Betty, I've sent it on your X. Oh God, I didn't know I was the Minister Betty. Check your X. Check your message on the X. I've already sent you the link there. Mr. Betty, if you can hear me. So, yes, the question is, why have all these people, right from the beginning, although we know that Ifeanyi Ejiofor was part and parcel of those who in the can. He was part and parcel of Mazin and the can. So he started this shenanigan, pretending as if the Nigerian government have jurisdiction to try Mazin and the can. Or legal. Or that the trial of Mazin and the can is legal. It is illegal to try. It's really illegal to try. Oh, what is happening? Ministry, check your. I've already sent it on your X handle. So, Mazi, thank you so much, Obodo. Obodo Peter Ifeanyi, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yes, Biafra Foreign Legion, you said MNK is holding the zoo in the balls. The zoo, we have a hard time providing exactly. Nigerian government will dance around for a very long time because they know they have no legal status. They know they have no jurisdiction to serve, to even have mass in their custody. They know that. They know that. So, my wonderful Biafran people, this is a question that I would like to ask the legal team. Because ihe nke emegide no, for 4 good years, a man was in detention. And they are pretending he's being tried, whereas he have no case to answer. So, in the first place, whose fault is that? We understand the Nigerian government can go at any length. Either the lawyers were intimidated, they were harassed, they were bribed, or whatever. Nigeria can go at any length to make sure they achieve their aims. But why couldn't the legal team step down and said, no, I can't support this illegality. I can't support this trial. It is not good at all. It is illegal. and it is wrong. Why couldn't they stand on that premise? Why? The case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a case that is going to destroy the fabric that Nigerian together. That is what I want them to understand. The case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a case that is going to hold Nigeria into a very count. Nigeria should understand that. Nigeria should understand that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is somebody you can toil with. Mazi Nnamdi is somebody you can just wake up and think you can carry him up and down and do whatever you want to do. No. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is somebody that knows his right. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is somebody that knows what he wants. Somebody that understands the laws well. So you cannot joke with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You dare not joke with our leader, thinking that, oh, you are going to harass him. You dare not do that, because he knows the law. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu knows the law so well that he can even interpret your own law to you. So when you think that you are going to hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu hostage, be very, very careful. You will end up hurting yourself. Because today, Ohamadike has changed the legality of his trial. And until that legality is proved beyond reasonable doubt, don't expect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to enter any defense. It's not going to happen. Not today, tomorrow, not ever, because he believes on the rule of law. Our leader believes, our leader will make sure that Nigeria is destroyed before their own very court, and they will understand that we are the children of light. They will understand that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Noyabu Ohamadike, that he is not called Ohamadike for nothing. They will understand that. Nigerian government will understand that very soon. So I want to appreciate every one of you, Biafran Foreign Legion that joined me, and everyone that have been here with me, our own Betty Ford, and every other Biafran that was here, because we have another space. There is a space running, and I have to join them on this space. So I want to really appreciate every one of you who joined me in this program. Thank you so much. Please, if you have not supported what we are doing, what are you waiting for? This is the time to start supporting. Fund your freedom. Fund the freedom of your people. Pay your BLT or pay Biafran Defense Fund in your various counties, communities, and states in the 40 states of Biafra. Very, very, very important. You can also embrace the special IOU loan. The IOU loan is a loan that you give to the government of Biafra, and when Biafra is fully restored, the government will pay you back, and you get 100% interest rate on it. In other words, if you loan Biafran government 10,000 a gem, the government will pay you back 20,000 a gem. And this freedom depends on us, the way we react in funding this freedom. So when you support with all your heart, with all your might, the Biafran Defense Forces are put to use all the resources available to them into evicting our land. In the same vein, the Biafran Republic government in exile, our APM, we continue the lobbying with our attorney and with our lobbyists in Washington, D.C. to lobby the world and US to recognize Biafra. So, Biko, anywhere you are, 20 AJ, 10 AJ, 5 AJ, 1,000 AJ, 2,000 AJ, 50 AJ, 100 AJ, 1,000 AJ, all these monies will be appreciated, no matter how little or how big it is. It will go a long way in making sure that our freedom are made available for the defenders of our land. Having said that, I appreciate every one of you, those who are listening in YouTube, those who are listening through the X handle, and those who are, from the Facebook, who hooked up to the Facebook. I'm proud of you. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so right now and hit the like button as well. Thank you so much. Those of you that are supporting this freedom, we appreciate you. And the Kano, our leader, I appreciate him so much. Our Prime Minister, I salute him. Our APM, His Excellency Honorable Ogechukwu Nkere, we appreciate you so much. Thank you for what you are doing for the Biafran people's recognition in Washington, D.C. Our lobbyists, Jim Morrell, Global and Strategies, and our attorney, Dabere. I appreciate every one of you for what you are doing for us. Our Information Minister, Maazi Sonia Banawa, we appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much. And on behalf of the media, I salute you, sir. And my comrades in the BRGIE media, my wonderful people, our women, stronger women, Sister Nki, Minister Betty, Eunice, Stella, Tutos, Obi Chicago, Mary Tekam, Sister Love. There are many, I feel not remember them. These people are the one who I remember their name. Now women first, men make una no jealous, and all the men in the house. Oh my God, I will not forget the most articulate Star Snow, COS, to the APM. Man, see, Amobiene, I salute you and each and every one of our colleagues. See you on X. Please join us on the X as we continue this message airborne to the Biafran Defense Forces. And goodbye from here. Before I go, I want to play this music. I've been longing to play it before, but now let me make it the last video I will play before I leave, because people should know that enough is enough. Nigeria should know this. Enough is enough.
There's a grave in the ground that shouldn't be there. There's a child with nowhere and nobody cares. There's a woman who prayed while the system played, and another name the world erased. But I hear the dust cry out, I feel the sky bend low, and if no one else will say it, then I will let them know. Enough, no more hiding what you've done. Enough, we remember everyone. dust the flame. There's a lie in your law, there's blood on the line, and your gospel gold while our children go wild. You preach in peace, but you sell in fear, and the ones you forgot are standing here. They are not your shame, they are not your loss, they are ours to love and yours to cross. Enough. We won't whisper when they bleed. Enough. You built silence on our need. From the dust to the drum, from the grave to the gate, we're done being quiet. We speak in their place. Say their name, feel their pain. They were here, they still remain. Enough. No more graves with no goodbyes. Enough. No more mothers left to die. You had your chance, now we rise. This time we sing, and the world hears our cry.